Ready for Kid News? So are we. But first, a word from today's awesome sponsor.
Parents of teens and tweens, we think we found the sweet spot, that elusive world where gaming meets the classroom, where your kids can learn and maximize their fun. Adventure Academy from the geniuses behind ABC Mouse is an immersive online experience where 8 to 13-year-olds can challenge their friends in math, social studies, science, and more, all while going on quests, unlocking zones, and earning rewards to style their avatars. Learn more today at adventureacademy.com/KidNuz.
Good morning and welcome to Kid News. I'm Kim. Today is Wednesday, September 20th, 2023. And we begin with a Magic Kingdom adventure that was definitely not part of Disney's carefully crafted plans. On Monday, an adult female black bear wandered into Frontierland, climbed a tree near the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and for quite a while remained blissfully incognito. Once the jig was up, though, park officials quickly shut down the roller coaster, along with Pirates of the Caribbean, the Haunted Mansion, Hall of Presidents, the Liberty Square Riverboat, Tom Sawyer Island, and the Jungle Cruise. Parts of Fantasyland and Main Street were also closed. A few hours after the excitement began, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission safely caught the interloper and announced plans to relocate her 90 miles to the north. Animal experts believe the bear was simply exercising her bare necessities ahead of hibernation, looking for food to pack on fat reserves for the winter. It's not often that an American stealth fighter jet worth $100 million goes AWOL. The highly advanced F-35 vanished Sunday when a Marine Corps training mission ended abruptly with the pilot ejecting over South Carolina. That pilot landed safely in a neighborhood, but the fate and location of his very expensive ride was something of a mystery. So much so, the Corps turned to social media for help finding it. By late Monday, a debris field was found in Williamsburg County, about 2 hours northeast of Joint Base Charleston. Still unknown why the pilot decided it was time for a quick exit and why the jet didn't have a tracking device. The F-35B Lightning is described by maker Lockheed Martin as the most survivable, most well-connected fighter plane in the world. The Department of Defense has classified the incident as a Class A mishap. Former President Trump bowed out of the first Republican debate, and now he's apparently skipping the second as well. The rest of the 2024 GOP presidential field will face off a week from today in Simi Valley, California, while, according to the New York Times, Mr. Trump instead gives a speech to union workers in Detroit, Michigan. The former president remains the Republican frontrunner by a large margin, despite facing 4 criminal indictments and dozens of state and federal charges. There's no debate planned for Democrats because only 2 people are challenging President Biden for the nomination, and they are considered long shots. Today could be a big day for striking Hollywood writers. In a few hours, they're due to meet with studio execs in the hopes of reaching a deal to end the walkout that began last May. But even if an agreement is hammered out with the writers, actors remain off the job, and it's unclear when they'll resume talks. ABC isn't waiting. The Disney-owned network just announced plans to add 10 more games to Monday Night Football to help fill the gaps in its schedule. An old spacecraft left on the lunar surface by American astronauts decades ago may be causing the moon to shake and shimmy. The newly understood movement is similar to Moonquakes, a well-known natural phenomenon caused by the moon's massive swings in temperature from minus 208 degrees Fahrenheit in the shade to plus 250 degrees in direct sun. That hot, cold whiplash makes the moon's surface expand, contract, and vibrate. Now, new data shows that left-behind human-made objects like the Apollo 17 lunar landing module are also subject to the boomeranging moon temps and also expand and contract enough to trigger very similar ground shaking. Researchers say understanding how and why the moon moves is critical to future exploration, especially if NASA decides to build a permanent outpost on the lunar surface. Still to come, an A-lister's random act of kindness caught on tape. But first, the Brycey Brown family of San Diego, California wants to wish Brycey a happy, happy birthday. Your mom, dad, and Charlotte Rose all love you and are excited to celebrate your big day with all your buds from Santa Fe Christian Lower School. And a little bird told us that instead of a gift, you want to donate to KidNuz. So cheers to you and your amazing generosity. Now, today's quiz, brought to you by Brycey Brown. What kind of animal prompted a partial shutdown of Disney World on Monday? An adult black bear. For a short time, the U.S. Marine Corps lost track of what type of plane? An F-35 fighter jet. When and where is the next GOP presidential debate? A week from today in Simi Valley, California. Researchers recently discovered that spacecraft left on the lunar surface apparently contribute to what phenomenon? Moonquakes. In today's KidNuz Kicker, actors and paparazzi often have a love-hate relationship, but last weekend the two worked together on a random act of kindness. 13 going on 30 star Jennifer Garner was driving through a parking lot in Santa Monica, California Sunday when she was snapped rolling down her window to talk with a down-and-out man in a wheelchair. Realizing he was barefoot, she grabbed a spare pair of socks from the car, slipped them on his feet, and took off her own shoes, hoping they would fit. They didn't. But once the actress eyed the photographer, who was shooting her good deed, she asked his size and whether she could buy the sneakers off his feet. The photographer didn't take the money but gladly gave up his kicks and a blanket he had in the car. Ms. Garner is no stranger to charity. Last April, she hosted a food drive at her home in honor of her 50th birthday. Thanks again to the Brycey Brown family of San Diego for underwriting today's quiz. Happy birthday to Brycey and a shout out to his teacher, Mrs. Douglas, and all his friends at Santa Fe Christian Lower School. And a big hello to our other KidNuz classrooms, starting with Mr. Conway and his dolphins at Del Rey in Orinda, California, Mrs. Stonewall and her scholars at Bluff Park in Hoover, Alabama, and Mrs. Maupin and her panthers at Little Miami in Morrow, Ohio. Thanks for listening. A reminder that ad-free episodes can be found on Apple Plus. And we'll see you back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.